20 years after high school, we ended up back in the same room. Same jokes, same arguments, slightly worse hairlines. Eric's dad used to say, "Enjoy your friends now. After graduation, they'll be a distant memory." Statistically, he was right about almost everyone we went to high school with. He was wrong about 6 of us. This is the story of how that happened, and how it very nearly didn't. 6 of us. We called ourselves the Six Pack, which in hindsight is either the most honest or least creative name a group of teenage boys has ever landed on. Nobody planned this. It's not like we filled out an application. We just kept ending up in the same rooms. Freshman year, civics class. There's this kid next to us. Styled hair, brand new K-Swiss. Clearly had money nobody else did. Right before lunch. "What lunch you got?" B. "Yeah, us too. Want to meet up?" That was Joe. What we didn't know yet. He had a little side business going, lifting snacks from the grocery store down the street. We got adjoining lockers. Business was good. Nobody asked too many questions. Sophomore year, Spanish class. This kid keeps asking to copy homework. Homework we'd already copied off someone else. So really he's stealing from a thief. But half the time he's laid out on his backpack with his eyes closed like it's nap time. Turns out, airline pillow, smuggled in his bag. That was Jason, not dumb, just operating on his own schedule. He's also the reason any of this exists. He'd heard about his older brother's crew, the Brew Crew, and decided we needed our own version. 6th grade, somebody leans over during a writing assignment and says, "Don't use it's. Write it is. You'll get more words." The response, "Yeah, no shit." That was Max. Years later, when the group was coming together, he got asked to join almost as an afterthought. His enthusiasm was overwhelming. "Yeah, okay." Football sidelines. The kind you end up on when you're not quite good enough to actually play. Rolling mud into balls. Launching them at other guys' helmets. Very strategic, very mature. That was Kettner. His dad owned a car dealership, which, let's be honest, is the only reason half of us stayed friends with him past age 15. Once he could drive, he had a purpose. And then there's Chris. We're on Kettner's back patio, and Joe just shows up with some guy none of us had ever seen. Who is this? How does Joe even know him? He looked completely out of his depth. A guy who'd wandered into the wrong party and decided to stay anyway. 5 of us by then. Jason was hunting for a name, something with a logo, an identity. He was married to Private Reserve, but 5 guys don't make a 6-pack. Somebody needed to be number 6. There was a whole other candidate on the table. We were lobbying hard for him. Thank God democracy failed us that day. Chris got the spot instead. As far as we can tell, he didn't find out he was officially on the team until he just already was. Nobody sent a memo. 6 kids. No idea yet what any of this would turn into, or what it would eventually cost, or who wouldn't make it to the end of the story. Just 6 kids, and whatever this was starting to become. As a parent, you never really know how to parent until you build up a bank of bad decisions to look back on and think, huh, maybe not. Somebody's mom had a 10 by 14 shed in the backyard. Somebody's dad had a keg he was willing to drop off. The math wasn't complicated. My mom said we could use the shed as a party shack. We just have to clean it out. That sentence rearranged our entire weekend. $275, a stolen bar design, and a budget report from Jason that genuinely does not add up to this day. "The L brackets are expensive," he said. "Sure, Jason." Nobody ever saw where the other $220 went. We wrote it off as administrative costs. Then there's the beer machine. Not a beer machine. Machines, plural. Because once Jason commits to a bad idea, he commits thoroughly. Picture this. 11 at night, snowing, 0 visibility, and somewhere out on the sidewalk. A lone, hunched figure, hands in pockets, walking with real purpose. Is that Kettner? What's he doing? probably walking to Val's to get laid. We didn't offer him a ride. We didn't ask why he was walking. We just kept driving toward a Coke machine we had no legal right to. We backed up to it, tipped it into the truck bed, heard the unmistakable sound of a couple $100 in loose change rattling around inside. And Jason smirked, like a man who'd just found a loophole in the tax code. It's still out there somewhere, we think, bar included. Passed down through a fraternity house, one graduating class at a time, outlived several of the friendships that built it. Every friend group has one story they bring up at every single gathering for the rest of their lives. This is ours. The plan was simple. Haul a 32-gallon trash can of water up a mountain, pour in 3 bottles of Everclear, and call it a party. By the time we got to the top, there was a couple hundred twigs floating in it, along with several insects actively fighting for their livus. We fished them out, mostly. Someone took a shot straight from the bottle, 190 proof, just to get a jump on the sober people. The lining of several mouths did not survive the experience. Then came the Kool-Aid. Someone stuck their arm in to stir it. We decided that was better than using a stick that might have been, in the words of the group, pissed on by any number of species. Look, it was the 80s. Standards were different. Kettner disappeared to go hiking and came back bleeding from the knee, thrilled about it. 2 girls rushed over to check on him. Turns out that was the whole plan. Then, off in the distance, a voice amplified over a radio. "Attention, come down with your hands up." In unison, completely sober sounding. "Oh shit!" Someone yelled to dump the Kool-Aid. Someone else yelled, "Fuck that!" Everyone had a plan. Nobody's plan matched anyone else's plan. It was, by several accounts, chaos. One person did the responsible thing and dumped the jungle juice into the river, which, for the record, turned the water blood red and nearly caused a small heart attack for everyone watching. Meanwhile, Jason, who'd been busted separately trying to bring up more alcohol, ran back up the mountain, drunk, through deep sand, to switch the trail signs and send the cops the wrong way. It worked, sort of. He didn't beat the trucks, but he tried. That's, honestly, the whole theme of Jason, right there. Everyone got a $50 littering ticket. Everyone met at Dion's Pizza afterward to split the cost. One person still owes Lisa Silva that $20, if she's watching this. Nobody ever went to court. Nobody did community service. The only lasting consequence was that we still tell this story. 40 years later, none of us saw this part coming. That's probably the point. This is Corby. Not long before any of us knew what was coming. Just a kid on a trip with his friends. No sense yet that the clock had already started. Coming back from class, in a good mood, and then seeing a friend's face, and knowing immediately something was wrong before a single word was said. Corby's in the hospital, leukemia. We were 18. We'd put a man on the moon. Surely there was a cure. That's the kind of logic you have at 18. The elevator ride up to see him for the first time, teeth chattering, not from cold. He explained the treatment to us himself, methodically, like he was the one taking care of us. That was Corby, pragmatic, even about this, chemo, then a complication, a Philadelphia chromosome counteracting the treatment, then a bone marrow transplant, high mortality rate. Nobody said that part out loud very often. 1989. In front of Jason's house right before Chris left for Seattle to chase further treatment. Drinks, laughing, the usual noise. But there was a heaviness under it that nobody named out loud. We were scared. We just didn't have the vocabulary yet to know how scared we should have been. This is the last time all 6 of us were ever in the same place together. The last call came from Seattle. He said things were going well. Before hanging up, someone told him they loved him. 6 guys who'd never once said that word to each other before. Not once, not in years of friendship. Suddenly saying it on a regular basis. A month of silence. Then, in a somber voice, Corby passed away. He caught pneumonia. His immune system couldn't fight it. The funeral. Watching him lowered into the ground. Walking off the grass afterward. Nobody saying much of anything. Something changed after that, permanently. Not one of us has bitched or complained about each other since. 20+ years, and that held. We don't know exactly what to call what we became that week, but it wasn't the same 6 guys who walked in. There were 6 seats. There had always been 6 seats. Somewhere before all of this, Kettner left. No announcement, no falling out anyone can point to. He was just gone without a trace. We kept his seat empty for 20 years. Then Chris died, and we kept his seat empty too, with no plans to fill it. High school, we'd made a rule, half joking at the time. Nobody new gets a seat without approval from Chris's family, and unanimous approval from the 6 of us. No exceptions, no shortcuts. Turns out we weren't joking, we just didn't know it yet. Ryota and Duncan had been around since high school and college, never officially in, always somehow present. Every trip, every dumb idea, every year. Eventually, the family said yes, and the 4 of us said yes, unanimously, 40 years after the rule was made. 2 quick origin stories, since we're finally making this official. Ryota first, college. 2 roommates from Fort Collins who Max and Eric spent a semester antagonizing for sport. Those 2 introduced a friend of theirs, a guy who'd actually moved from Fort Collins to finish high school here. That was Ryota. He'd hang around the dorm room sometimes. Then the 2 original roommates lost their nerve and moved back home. Ryota just stayed. One night, somebody asked if he wanted to rush a fraternity with them. He said yes. Became a favorite instantly. The kind of guy everyone likes, no exceptions, which is rare enough to be worth mentioning twice. We didn't find out he had an actual family nearby. Obligations, a real life outside of us. Until senior year. That's either a testament to how much time he spent with us, or a real gap in our attention spans, possibly both. Also, keep your stuffed animals away from him. We're not elaborating. Some information should stay need to know. Now Duncan. This one's really a story about Eric's dad, who, despite being pretty hands-off about everything else, gave one strange, specific directive. You will sign up for DECA. 2 years of a marketing class Eric didn't ask for. That's where he met Duncan, paired up running a class simulation business called, and this is real, the Trucking Company. Boring at first, then it wasn't. Extorting fake businesses, adding fees nobody agreed to, transporting unnamed goods, falsifying documents to keep the books healthy, all for a grade. Duncan got elected to the officer team. After that, clean fun parties, questionable choices, and, allegedly, a noticeable uptick in enrollment for the teacher running the class. You're welcome, Mrs. Johns. So here's the current lineup for the record. Eric, Jason, Joe, Max, Ryota, Duncan. One more thing before we move on. Go back and look at every single one of those origin stories. Civics class, Spanish class, 6th grade, football sidelines, Kettner's back patio, a marketing class nobody wanted to take, a dorm room in college. Notice something? One guy's in every single one of them. He also happens to be the one who wrote all of this down, tracked down 40 years of photographs, and has been narrating this entire film without ever once introducing himself. Eric Toledo, Toledo Reno, superpower, unofficial travel agent for 6 guys who never once said thank you properly. What you may not know, he was selling weed and making genuinely bad decisions by middle school. Turned it around freshman year by joining the football team, which is either a redemption arc or just a change of venue for the same energy. No known how we met story for this one. Hard to introduce yourself to yourself. Still 6 seats, still the 6-pack. Just not the same 6 hands that built it. Some of the people are different. The number never changed. 55 years old now, give or take. And yes, that math includes 2 guys who joined the roster decades after the rest of us. Like it happened last weekend. Fast forward a few decades, same 6-ish guys, marginally more money, significantly worse joints. Someone had the idea to rent an RV and drive it around Oregon for a week. First stop, McMenamin's, a converted prison turned brewery, because apparently that's a normal thing Oregon does. We crashed a wedding there. Nobody invited us. Nobody stopped us either, which felt like a technicality in our favor. Somewhere in Portland, we also picked up Damon, an Intel co-worker, self-described irreverent soul, who joined us for a few days and immediately fit right in. Some people just belong in chaos. From there, Crater Lake, which is somehow bluer in person than it has any right to be. Then Bend. Then a fly fishing day nobody was remotely qualified for. We wore the gear well, at least. And then Eagle Creek, a cliff jump that looked significantly more casual in photos than it felt in real life. Eric jumped. Eric also very nearly did not walk away from that jump. This is not an exaggeration for dramatic effect. This is just what happened. He's fine now, obviously. He's narrating this, but it's worth saying plainly that one could have gone very differently. We kept driving anyway, because that's what you do. You keep going, you tell the story later, and you let the bruises fade slower than the memory does. 5 years later, Boston, Acadia, Bangor, Montreal, and a brewfest in the White Mountains. Same energy, different coastline. A fellow Lambda Chai offered to have us over for lobster. Arrive at 8. Eat as much as we want. We knocked on his door at 10. His family had been waiting. The lobster had gone cold. Jason arrived at 12:30 in the morning. No apology, no explanation. Just showed up smiling like a man who'd never once in his life been on time for anything and saw no reason to start now. Montreal happened somewhere in the middle of all this. A World Cup match, a stadium full of strangers, 6 guys who'd known each other since they were 14, still finding new places to stand next to each other and do nothing in particular. Acadia gave us the cliffs and the cold Atlantic spray. Canada gave us a lake, a beach, and the kind of afternoon that doesn't photograph as well as it felt. Same friend group, same bad decisions, slightly better financed. Nobody's checking IDs at this point. Atlanta to Helen, Georgia. We helped the campground host stack firewood in exchange for a better spot. Grown men, bartering manual labor for a parking upgrade. This is who we are now. Lake Keowee, South Carolina. A rented boat, a map nobody could read correctly, a waterfall, and, against everyone's better medical judgment, water skiing. Hilton Head, sunset on the beach, golf at Palmetto Dunes, mostly an excuse to insult each other's swings for 4 hours. And at the end of it, in a hotel room in Atlanta, a bottle of George T. Stagg, 6 glasses, and a photo somebody insisted on calling the family picture. Somebody's dad once said, we'd all be distant memories within a year of graduation. 40+ years later, we're still renting RVs and arguing about who broke the coffee maker. We don't know much about friendship, even now, but we've learned a lot about family. And apparently, family isn't fixed. Sometimes you get to choose who fills the empty chair. Still 6 seats, still the 6-pack. This is the 6-pack.